Welcome to the channel on the Vito again. This time I've got a parking sensor problem, but there's a couple of things that happened which make me think it might be something silly. Basically I took this out on my other channel, my bike channel. I took this out for a ride and the access road was really bumpy, so there's quite a lot of throwing the van around, and when I got there I parked a little bit close to a branch. I may have moved it a little bit, and consequently the parking sensors aren't working. The red warning lights are coming up. So I don't know whether it's something daft. I haven't got a scanner for this. All I can do really at the moment is check connections, but there's just something in me thinks that there might be a loose connection somewhere. Either that or I've hit one of these, because it was this side, this branch, you know. So in this video we're going to have a look, see if there's anything obvious. I'm going to take the bumper off because, you know, it might be useful to know how to get one of these off. It's fairly straightforward really. So tools, all we need is, you need a T40, a long one is ideal because you've got to get between the bumper and the door sill, an extension and a ratchet. There's 6 T40s to get off, and then there's 6 these little plastic clips, and you need to prise the centre out and then ideally lever it out. If you've got a tool like this, it's a lot easier. You can do it with 2 screwdrivers that way, but if you've got the trim tool, it's even easier. And dealing with the bumper, it's going to be loads of mud on there, so a pair of gloves, that should be it. This is the same both sides, but underneath here you can see the plastic clip just there. That's the first plastic clip, and then on this side there's 1, 2, 3 T40s, and it's the same on the other side. And then the next 2 plastic clips, there's one here, see there, and then there's one right at the bottom here. Right, first thing we've got to get off is this connector. This is under the near side, passenger side at the back. This is for the sensors. If you haven't got sensors you won't have to worry about this. We need to get this off, and there's 2 clips either side, and that come off a little bit too easy. Remember that. Yeah. But then this goes to the bumper, but it's fixed to the car. So there's a little, I don't think you're going to see this, but there's a little like lever. You've got to undo that and then try and push that out like that. That needs to be free, so otherwise if we take this bumper off, it's all going to be hanging off this wiring, which we don't want. So to get these clips out, you prise the centre up to get it started, and then some of these are thinner. This one's quite a fat one. Get that in, and then you pull the centre out. Sometimes the whole clip will come off. Some of these can be quite stiff. So we need to pop them off. If you think of like the bumper holds onto the back of the car or the van, so if you pull these out, now this is loose, and you just see there's loads of mud and stuff that gets built up in there. Do the same on the other side. Be brave, but don't go mad, because you don't want to snap that. Right, now all that's holding it in is the bolts. You can take this seal off, just give you a little bit more room, but you don't have to. It might make putting it back on a little bit easier, because it has to clip round here as well. Right, now at this point there's not really much holding the bumper on. There's a clip out there, it's just like a little ledge that it sits in. Same on this side. This should now come off. That's the back of the sensor, so we're just going to check the connection. Sometimes they just get a little bit dirty over time, you know. So to get this out, be gentle. This is a plastic clip here. Get one side up. I'm not forcing this. Hear it click. and then it should slide out. And then to get this connector off, on these they've got a lock. See this grey part? If we lift that up, not forcing it, that'll come up. Then we should be able to push down on that, and it'll lift this lever up here, and then just take the connector off. And sometimes it's as easy as, if this isn't damaged, if this is just a poor connection, just plug it in a couple of times. Ideally, maybe a little bit of contact cleaner. If you use contact cleaner though, you've got to let it dry. Put that in there, and then that just clicked in anyway, but make sure when you put that in, you click that lock tab back in, because that keeps that secure. And then gently just push it back in. Make sure these lugs are down, here and here, and then we'll check the other three. A lot of dirt on the back of this one. So if we get this up, get it over to the van, and then there's these brackets that sit out, and there's some plastic lugs that sit on top of that, which is quite handy. But you've got to kind of fight it. It's easier if there's two of you, obviously. But if you can get that in, this is where having the door seal off make this easy. But if you leave it on, it also holds it, because you've got to get past it to get in, but it's also got to get past it to fall off, if you know what I mean. It's like having a helping pair of hands. Right, so that's loosely on. Now we've got to get over the top of this and clip it in. So see on this trim here, there's this lip. So we've got to get that up and inside and in there. So that's that in. And then if we come around here, lift this up, and the plastic angle bracket that's on this bumper goes on the outside. It goes over the top of everything else. So if we get that there, we should be able to just push this back in. Hitting the door sill just over the top there, see, clicks in there. Hopefully you can see it. This here, this goes over the top of that. Push that in, and you'll see there'll be a circle on there where the plastic clip was. That's how you know that's got to be over the top of that. Over the top, that's it. Right, now, as long as this is lined up, you should be able to just push that in. A little bit of violence. Right, okay, that's the bolts in. Now with these, sometimes it's easier to split them, put them in separately. Sometimes getting them lined up, this bumper one, you know, under there, and then something to push it down. It is fiddly. There you go. Sometimes it'll go in. Use the handle of your tool. Right. These ain't actually too bad. Now remember this, when this came apart, I don't know if you can see, there's loads of crud up here as if it's been not properly together. Let me get something. I can't get it on the side there. Oh, I'm just going to use a feeler gauge just to get around here, because if there's any dirt or anything that's built up over the years, remember this thing's, I don't know, 15 years old, is it? Maybe. If this has been loose for a while, and normally you can see it. Yeah, look. I don't know if you can, there's like grit coming out. Now we should be able to push this in. It'll only go in one way, I think. Yeah, there's a little. Yeah, so you can't get it wrong. It should go in with a click, and you should see these levers go down. But it is really tight. All right. What I'm going to try and do, make things a little bit easier, is if you can see in there, there's a grey grommet that goes around like a seal. So I've cleaned around the outside of it with this, and now I'm just going to use a bit of lubricant just to make it slide in a little bit. So I'm not spraying the terminals, I'm spraying the rubber in an attempt to get this to latch in, because if that's not clipping in properly, that might be the problem. It goes together easier. Oh, there we go. That's in. And that's in. Oh, good. That's better. I can't pull it apart now. That's always handy, isn't it? Let's see how well that works. Now, before we had two red lights on there, and it would beep. And it was really, see the two red lights. Well, that's better already. Now I'm up against this wall here, because before it wouldn't work at all. There we go. That's good. That's my camera tripod behind us. So it's picking that up. So that's working lovely. Oh, well, that's happy. Happy days with that. And that's the wall in front. Oh, it's nice when it's an easy one. Now my tool count did rise a little bit. Gloves, T40 extension ratchet, trim clip, small flat bladed screwdriver. I ended up needing a set of feeler gauges and a bit of contact cleaner oil. I think I got lucky with that one. More luck than judgment, but I kind of thought sometimes if something happens and then you get a problem, it's like, is it a coincidence or are they linked? Is it that was loose and that ropey rotor was going on? Because I've just noticed that the exhaust hanger bracket's broken, so it was rough. Maybe that was just enough to tip it over the edge. However, that's how you get a bumper off, and that's how I fix my reversing sensors. Luckily, I do need a scanner. Let me know in the comments what sort of scanner you recommend. Like I say, I'm used to VCDS or VAGCOM, as we call it, and I feel kind of helpless without it. It's just been so much easier. Just plug it in. Oh, right, it's the back, because I started at the back only because I reversed into that branch. Reverse, give it a little love tap. So I thought perhaps I'd done something, but otherwise, you're helpless about it. So I needed to get a scanner. But yeah, let me know what ones you found useful. Ideally, I want something for all makes that'll do this, and then it'll do my next car. Like I said, the last few have been VAG groups, so VAGCOM was a godsend. But anyway, hopefully this one's helped you out. Like and subscribe, help grow the channel. I'll see you on the next one.